Welcome to the Subaru Series presented by Mike Shaw Subaru. Well, it's rained most of the day in Arlington, Texas. The good news is the rain cleared out, we believe, for the most part about an hour ago. They've gotten the field all cleaned up, and we're ready for baseball. Rockies have won the first three in this series against the Texas Rangers in blowout fashion last night once again, 9-2. Welcome to Globe Life Park. Everybody, good evening. With Jeff Hewson, I'm Drew Goodman. I guess you'd call the Rockies right now the purple pitcher eaters. They've been something else.
They really have, and it's so much fun to see this ball club, the way it's evolved and how everything right now is working together. You look at the pitching in this series, because we've talked so much about the offense, and the offense has been phenomenal, but the pitchers in this series compared to the Texas Rangers is just out of this world. For the starters, and we're going back all the way to Jordan Lyles the other night, and then Juan Nicasio, and of course last night Jorge De La Rosa, 2.37 ERA. Compare that to the Rangers, who the starters, they have an 11.50 ERA, but it hasn't been just the starters. The relievers have done their job. Again, compared to the Rangers, they're up over 9 runs a game. So total for the Rangers, their ERA in these 3 games is 11.5.
And it's not just in this series. If you go back to April 15th and the Rockies have won 15 out of 21, the pitchers have an ERA in the 3s. Franklin Morales, some good, some not so good, but you know he's going to battle and he's going to try to keep his team in the game. And by and large, he's done that.
He has, and he battled last game, too. He didn't have it early on the first 3 innings, but he got through 5, and that really helped the bullpen as they were moving forward. And Franklin has the ability now to know when he doesn't have his best stuff that everything's going to be okay. I'm just going to have to go out there and gut it out today.
Absolutely. Well, the Rockies have 50 hits in the 3 games in this series, and they go for the 4-game sweep tonight. Morales on the hill for the Rockies. Colorado and Texas. Come on back to Arlington with us. Colorado Rockies baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by your neighborhood Toyota stores. Toyota, let's go places. By CenturyLink, your link to what's next. And by Southwest Airlines, find our fares online only at southwest.com. Globe Life Park in Arlington, Texas. And it is cleared enough for baseball tonight as the Rangers take the field behind left-hander Matt Harrison. Let's take a look at how the Rockies will line up tonight. Charlie Blackmon will be atop the order. He's been on base 60 times plus this year. Let's take a look at the rest of the Southwest batting order for Walt Weiss. It's brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. Nolan Arenado will bat second. He had the 27-game hitting streak. Then Tulowitzki and Cargo. Drew Stubbs, 8 for 13 in this series for the native Texan. Brandon Barnes will be in right field. Jordan Pacheco at first base. Michael McHenry and DJ LeMahieu. There was a lineup change, and it affected a couple of players. Originally, Justin Morneau was in the lineup. He has a bit of a stiff neck. Now, you may recall during spring training, he battled that, and a couple of other times in his career he's battled it. It is not nearly as serious, we've been told, as in spring training. In fact, he wanted to play. Keith Duggar, the Rockies head trainer, felt like it would be best to sit this one out. So Keith overruled Justin in this particular situation. That's what put Pacheco from behind the plate to first base. McHenry wasn't in the original lineup, and Brandon Barnes was moved in the lineup as well. Matt Harrison making his third start, has not started at Globe Life since last April 6th as we check his line, brought to you by Inova Cancer Care, a novel approach to cancer care. Visit InovaCC.com.
Well, he's had a bunch of different things go wrong with him. He came over originally from the Atlanta Braves, part of the Mark Teixeira deal that brought he and also Elvis Andrus over. But it's been a herniated disc. It's the same one that Tiger Woods had, our own Doug Moreno's had it. I mean, it's just a bad thing. You never know when you're going to be able to come back, and it's been a long road for Matt Harrison. 3 surgeries
attached to that. That is a ton, obviously. So Matt Harrison on his home mound for the first time in 13 months. He's 23-15 career at home. And Harrison, who used to have a real big arm, talking to Charlie Culberson, who's from Rome, Georgia, he said, I remember when Harrison was coming through there on his way up the chain. He said he was 96, 97.
Well, and with a big frame, too. He's 6'4". He's just a huge guy. Powerfully built.
And that's clubbed foul.
I mean, that's a definition of a pitcher's body, the way he just presents himself on the mound.
Originally a third-round pick of the Braves, and the Braves don't make too many mistakes when it comes to selecting pitchers. He was part of that big Mark Teixeira deal, which you had mentioned, which involves so many guys that are named players now.
Don't forget, Feliz was also in that deal. Neftali Feliz.
Yep. Foul tip.
Well, and for Matt Harrison, it will be a fastball, changeup, curveball, slider mix, but most of his pitches, it's either going to be a fastball or a changeup. He throws it, those two pitches, over 90% of the time.
Three and 2 on Blackmon. And Charlie gets jammed in an easy play for Beltran. Well, here comes Nolan, batting second tonight. During the streak, some of the highlights. .364 average. He's hit 4 home runs. He's driven in 20. Breakdown by hits, 24 singles, 11 doubles, 4 home runs.
During that streak, it's been all different kinds of pitches that he's hit. He's hit the splitter, the curveball, the sliders, the fastball. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter where you pitch him.
4 times he's gotten the hit out of the way in his first at bat to extend the streak. He's tied with Michael Kadire for the longest hitting streak in Rockies history.
We'll look at the spray chart too for Nolan during this 27-game hit streak. And then 22 hits to left field, that's fine. That's okay. But you're also honoring the off fields. 9 in center, 8 on right.
And this is popped up in an easy play for Elvis Andrus. 2 outs. Take a look at the defense for Texas this evening. It's brought to you by Excel Energy. Visit responsiblebynature.com to learn more. Michael Choice, who had a couple of hits, is again in left field. Leonis Martinez at center, Alex Rios in right, Beltre Andrus, and a rookie making his major league debut, Rougned Odor at second. Well thought of prospect, Prince Fielder at first, and Robbie Chirinos is behind the plate. Odor at second base was invited to big league camp. He's just 20. Inside on Tulowitzki. And after last night's game, remember Donnie Murphy took that hard tumble. He was placed on the disabled list. Josh Wilson, who's played a lot in the series, he was designated for assignment.
They needed the roster spot for Odor, so they had to do that for Josh Wilson to get him on the roster and get him up to the big leagues.
They brought up another 20-year-old middle infielder, Luis Sardinas, and another pop-up. So something that Texas has not accomplished much in this series, putting the Rockies down 1-2-3. Crowd's in a frenzy. To the bottom of the first inning, Franklin Morales on the hill tonight for the Rockies. 3-1 mark with a 5.05 ERA. And Shin-Soo Choo will lead it off. And the rest of Ron Washington's lineup is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. Michael Choice will bat second tonight. Adrian Beltre, who's been the entire offense the last 2 days for Texas with a pair of home runs. He'll bat third. Prince Fielder. Alex Rios has been held quiet in this series thus far. Leonis Martin, Elvis Andrus, the rookie. Odor will bat eighth, and then Chirinos, the catcher, will bat ninth. The numbers brought to you by Inova Cancer Care. A novel approach to cancer care. Visit InovaCC.com.
The last 4 starts for Franklin. 3-0 with the 4.30 ERA. Opponents hitting .291. But in his career, he's only allowing a .202 batting average against left-handed batters. And the Rangers have 4 of them in their lineup tonight.
Ball 1 on Choo, who's tearing up left-handed pitching this year, and that is an easy play for the very versatile Jordan Pacheco. 2 pitches, 1 out. Let's look at the gloves for the Rockies this evening. Brought to you by Excel Energy. Visit responsiblebynature.com to learn more. Blackman's in left field. Speaking of versatility, it's his first time in left field this year. Drew Stubbs in center, Brandon Barnes in right, Arenado, Tulowitzki, LeMahieu, Pacheco, McHenry doing the catching. And with 1 out, Michael Choice comes up. And Choice takes a strike.
A couple of hits in last night's game for Choice.
And Choice hits it to center field, and there's Drew Stubbs, 2 outs. Boy, the sun's starting to peek out a little bit. There was a lot of local flooding in the Dallas Metroplex this afternoon. And at one point, I had to pry my partner from under his desk in his hotel room because it was raining so hard. You got a little frightened, didn't you?
I was, and thanks for checking on me, because around 3 o'clock it was coming down sideways.
It was raining cats and dogs and other animals.
Yeah, it ended up being about 6 inches of water down there, well, a little bit more than that down in the dugout area.
There's Doug Marino trying to help out, get the dugout cleaned out. Good thing Dougie brought a pair of pants, a change of pants, I should say. Adrian Beltre, 267. Both home runs he has this year have come in the last 2 days, and of course, last night's was an historic one. It was his 100th career home run in a Texas Ranger uniform. And he becomes one of 5 to hit 100 or more home runs for 3 different teams. Reggie Jackson, Jim Thome, A-Rod, and Darrell Evans.
Beltre hit 147 with LA, 103 with Seattle, the century mark with the Rangers, and expect more.
2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs on Adrian Beltre. They're left-handers tonight. Matt Harrison and Franklin Morales. Where he wanted it. McHenry, you could tell he pounded the dirt. He wanted that bounce, trying to induce a swing.
Nothing wrong with that down there. You'd rather have it there than the hanging changeup. You're down in the zone. If you don't get the strikeout, you at least get the ground ball out.
They'll go slider 3-2. It's a good one. See you later. Beauty. And Frankie walks off a 1-2-3 inning to match Matt Harrison. Adrian Beltre hanging around the plate. Looked like it had the inside corner.
Scoreless. Carlos Gonzalez, he's going to lead things off this inning as the designated hitter. It doesn't matter where you put Rockies in the lineup, they continue to hit. This series so far, 50 hits, 29 runs. And take a look out of the last 3 games. Yesterday, every single starter in the lineup had a hit. And the 2 games in Colorado, 8 of the 9 starters had hits. And guess who's hot out of that group? Drew Stubbs, Carlos Gonzalez, Brandon Barnes. All 3 of those happen to be due up this inning, just in a different order. Gonzalez, Stubbs, and then Barnes. We'll see if the hits can't keep coming, guys.
Yeah, normally you throw a graphic up like that. 6 guys are hitting over 350, hitting over 500.
I was just thinking 6 guys are a lot to have on that list. You usually see 2, 3, maybe even up to 4 guys, but 6 guys.
The numbers have been absurd. 50 hits in 3 games. 1-1 on Cargo. And it's fouled off at the plate. The most hits the Rockies have ever had in a 4-game series. You're not going to believe this. Goes back to 96. Guess.
60.
69. Against the Dodgers back in June of 96. Well, you got to pound out 19 hits tonight. It's doable. They had 16 last night in the first 5 innings. I wouldn't count, actually, because it's considered a 2-game series. And that's going to be a base hit for Cargo. Reaches out and pokes it to right center field. Takes a very aggressive turn, as he should, and comes on back to the bag. Leadoff single for Cargo. He's got a 10-game hitting streak now. Second 10-game hitting streak of the year.
Yeah, the first one was early in the year, and now he just raking the ball all over the place. And that one he reaches for, it's out in front. It's a curveball off from Matt Harrison, but still strong enough to hit it that far into right center field.
I believe the first time this year that Drew Stubbs is hitting in the 5 spot in the lineup. Speaking of hot, Jenny just showed you how hot Stubbs has been. And Stubbs with a base hit right on cue. Cargo will shut it down at second. Ron Washington has to be looking at Mike Maddox right now saying, oh my goodness, here we go again.
You and I were getting on the elevator to leave the ball game last night. The Texas Ranger employee threw up his hands and said, uncle.
Right. Well, the best line, because that was somebody who worked security here.
Yeah.
The best line afterward came from Colby Lewis, who started and got beat up yesterday. After the game, he said, this is on me, et cetera, and he took no excuses, full blame. He said, what we really need is for Colorado to leave town. I thought that was the greatest statement that emanated from the aftermath of last night's ball game. Colby Lewis, we need Colorado to leave town.
Now.
Here's Brandon Barnes. Fans will answer your questions during Toyota Talk. Text the word at Toyota, naturally, followed by your question of 720-720. And we'll get to as many of your questions in the 5th inning as we can during Toyota Talk. Curveball just outside, ball 1.
No wonder Lewis said that. The Rockies last night were 12 for 20 against Colby Lewis.
Good eye by Barnes. Let's take a look at our umpiring crew. It's the same throughout the 4-game. It's not a 4-game series, 2-2, if you will. Mark Ripperger's behind the plate. Gary Cedarstrom, Kerwin Danley, and there's Lance Barksdale.
There's the crew chief, Gary.
2-0 pitch to work with for Barnes.
Good eye.
Yep, real good eye. 3-0, and you have Pacheco on deck.
And that's the pitch that Harrison wanted you to fish for. Brandon Barnes was not biting.
The Rockies, Huey, this year have done such an outstanding job at being patiently aggressive.
Patiently when it's not out of the zone, but when it's in the zone, they'll go to swinging. I mean, first, second pitch, but they do it because on the first or second pitch, they're hitting close to 400.
Yeah, they're hitting above 400.
Yeah. But that's knowing your own strike zone.
Barnes here will try to get an elevated pitch. 3-1, 2 on, nobody out. We're in the second. Outfield shading him slightly to right center. Harrison, when he's on, induces a fair number of ground balls. He's obviously only pitched a little more than 10 innings this year, but 59% of the balls put in play against him have been on the ground, and naturally that's what he's trying to do here.
Well, when he is, that's because he's working downhill. He's throwing on that downhill plane that pitchers like to work on. Even on the forward strike zone, everything's away, but it's still down in the bottom third.
This is fouled off down the right field line. I always think what Spilly has said on the air and privately to us, he always hated these situations. First and second, nobody out.
Yeah, you just feel almost as defensive as a hitter because you don't want to hit the ball on the ground because that'd be a double play rally killer. And you know what the pitcher's trying to do. You don't have the options you do if it was second and third, nobody out, or a guy on first and nobody out.
Good swing.
And it's throwing on top of that, it's your first at bat of the game. Maybe if it was a second or third, you're into the rhythm and into the flow of the at bat. But your first one, you're still trying to get a feel of what the pitcher really has.
And there's Justin Morneau again, originally in the lineup. A little bit of a stiff neck. He wanted to play. Keith Duggar, head trainer, said, no, let's sit this one out. Let's do it for precautionary reasons. And this one has a chance to be fair, slicing near the corner. Cargo will tag up and move up. Nice play in that right field corner by Alex Rios. Stubbs had to stay put at first base. So first and third, one out. And it's still a good at bat for Brandon Barnes as he was able to move a runner to third.
Well, deep enough into right field, and the rule of thumb again with nobody out as a second. If you're at second base, you go back and tag, and that's what Carlos did. Down into the corner, Rios. See Carlos, he goes back to the bag. If he misses it, he's still going to score from second base if he goes back. Now with one out, you go halfway.
Now here's Pacheco. Had last night off, and he takes ball one.
For his career, 320 hitter with runners in scoring position, but 364 this year.
That's impressive.
It is for a guy that's had to hit in different spots in the lineup and also play different positions. Well, he thought he was going to be the starting catcher tonight, and 45 minutes before the game, that change gloves. You don't need to worry about bringing that catcher's glove. We get that first baseman's.
See if Stubbs has gotten a read on the left-hander Harrison. Chirinos has not thrown well in this series.
Threw one into center field last night.
Slide step, and it's fouled off. Boy, when a lefty goes slide step, it makes it virtually impossible, doesn't it?
You just shut it down because your mind doesn't process the slide step from a left-hander. You're expecting him to come up, either glance at you and then go home or do different things. I always thought that slide stepping was more for the right-hander because he needs that advantage. The left-hander doesn't need it as much because he's looking right at you.
1-1 outside, 2-1. This is important also. Obviously you want to score, but make Harrison work in that, similar to Kobe Lewis last night, Huey. He's not ready to throw 100, 105 pitches.
No, and they also sent out Scott Baker, who pitched last night. I mean, they designated him for assignment. Now, they brought up another pitcher, but still that bullpen out there has been worn down.
Yeah, they brought up Justin Germano, the former San Diego Padre. Baker did a terrific job last night. What does he get for it?
See you later. Yeah. See you later. Thanks for coming.
2-1 on Pacheco. Good changeup. Good pitch.
Turned it over. That's why it works down and away from Jordan. Everything we've shown on the fourth strike zone, everything has been away to the right-handers. I haven't seen a cut fastball inside yet.
And now Jordan works the count full.
Now
Got to put Stubbs in motion.
That's what I was going to say. Now it becomes that guessing game with Walt. You put the guy in motion. You have Michael McHenry on deck, but do you put him in motion to stay out of the double play?
For Stubbs, got to make sure he goes to the plate.
Then it becomes more of a run and hit.
And not surprising, Harrison goes and checks on him. I hope that's the B move.
It is for Harrison. It's just maybe I'll catch him leaning or taking off on first movement.
Stubbs not going and is fouled off.
I just think his slide step is too quick, because if he takes off and goes and contact is not made, then he's going to be thrown out by 20 feet.
I just saw something that was really interesting. Elvis Andrus, been in the big league 6 years. He just pantomiming, going through, turning a double play, fielding the ball and flipping it to second. And this is fouled off again, and once again Stubbs was not moving.
With the slide step, he doesn't pick his leg up very high. See, it'll stay real close to his foot. It'll stay real close to the ground. And that's right at about 1 second delivery from the time he lifts his leg to the time he delivers the ball. Too quick to run on.
Nice job by Pacheco. First and third, one out, top of the second. You can see the pattern. They're trying to stay away, away, away. And Jordan, in this series, when he's gotten a pitch in, he has twice driven the ball right down the third base line for doubles. That's where how you pitch a guy changes nightly in the big leagues.
And it might change how they cover if he does steal. If Drew does steal, who would cover the bag? Would it be the shortstop or the second baseman?
3-2, ball four, and now they're loaded up for McHenry. That's a terrific at bat for Jordan Pacheco.
Well, bring Mike Maddox out of the dugout.
Well, Maddox makes his way to the mound. Who wants tacos? Remember, when the Rockies score 7 or more during any game, go to participating Colorado Taco Bell locations the next day. Do it between 4 and 6 to get your Rockies taco special. Le Mas at Taco Bell. Carr goes single to lead off the inning. Drew Stubbs singled right behind him. Brandon Barnes hit a deep fly after a lengthy at bat to the right field corner. Cargo moved to third. And now after the walk to Pacheco, the bases are loaded for McHenry, who again was not in the original lineup. Pacheco was doing the catching. McHenry caught last night, and Justin Morneau was at first base.
Take note on how they pitch Pacheco, because that will be similar to what they and how they pitch McHenry.
McHenry nodding as if to say it. Good pitch. And that's a called strike at 89, 0-2.
He never pointed to Michael, so that was a pitch that he was calling just on the strike zone. And it looks like it barely was a strike on the 4th strike zone.
Ground ball to second. There's one on the first. Double play. So Matt Harrison gets out of it. The Rockies had the bases loaded, and he induces the 4-6-3 double play. Rockies fan photos using the hashtag COFanPhoto for a chance to have it shown during an upcoming game. It's brought to you by AT&T. Prince Fielder is going to be first up in the second inning to face Franklin Morales. Rockies had a wonderful opportunity to break on top, but a 4-6-3 double play, and it was started by Rougned Odor, who is a rookie and 20 years of age, and the baseball found him. He had to move to his left, and he did a nice job turning that double play.
Well, and on a field that you didn't have a chance to take ground balls on because it was covered in wet before the game.
Yeah, good point. This ball fouled off right below us. It's 0-1 on Fielder. By the way, Odor replaces Bryce Harper as the youngest player in Major League Baseball. That's a strike. Good breaking ball. And the next youngest is Luis Sardinas, who was also called up today by Texas.
Well, they just came from Frisco up the road, so they could just, get in a cab together and pile on down to Arlington.
Well, they were going to ride their bikes, but it was too inclement.
Too wet. But think about that for Bryce Harper. You say replaces Bryce Harper as the youngest guy in the major leagues, and Bryce has 2+ years now?
Yep. He's on the DL with that thumb injury.
Surgery on that thumb.
0-2 on Fielder, and he's gone. Good pitch by Morales. Back-to-back strikeouts of Beltre and Fielder, the two big bats in this Texas lineup.
And both of them were the hard. That was a curveball. The first one was a slider, but that was a curveball at 71 miles an hour. Started at the letters and dropped to the ankles.
And I mean this not disrespectfully. You don't know game to game what you're going to get from Frankie, but there is one constant, and it's something that I know you and I both really respect. That man will compete his tail off. He
will, and that's the thing that managing wise, at least you know when he goes out there that that's what he's going to give you. Not every time you're going to have your best stuff, and you wish you could, but there's no quitting Franklin. There's no give up. There's no, well, I don't have my stuff tonight, so I'll just turn it over to somebody else. No, there's none of that.
One ball, one strike on Alex Rios, who's 0 for 11 in the series. Came in as one of the hotter hitters for Texas. Two one, and the slider misses. 3-1 on Rios. Down the line, that's a fair ball. One out double for Rios.
Broken an 0 for 11 streak for Rios. And they've been getting him out with soft stuff. Soft stuff down in the zone. That time it was a fastball down and in. Pulled the hands in, kept it fair by a foot.
Leonis Martin with one out. Rios can run. Good slider. Martin 2 for his last 14. Rangers over their last 10 ball games 2-8. They've been outscored 70-36. Rockies have held them to 5 runs the first 3 games of this series. And remember that on Sunday in Anaheim, they broke out with 14 runs. So it's not like they haven't hit in a long time. I mean, they put a big number up on the board just Sunday.
Well, they're just hitting 229 in this 3-game set with the 5 runs scored.
Tim Bogard, the bench coach for Ron Washington. Spun him around. 2-1.
Nothing wrong with that. Throwing inside. And Martin, he chokes up on the bat to help get around on the fastball. But if you wanted to start a slider or a curveball at him and work it away, it'd be a good pitch.
Now it's 3-1.
Yeah, try to go slider down and away.
Through the right side, a base hit. Rios gets a green light. Barnes' throw is not going to be there in time. Cut off by Pacheco, and the Rangers take a 1-0 lead.
Inside to Martin. He pulls it in the hole. The last 2 guys, he's just falling behind on.
Yeah, he's got himself.
Yeah,
the hitters have got themselves into fastball counts.
Right, and that's where you want to be offensively.
Elvis Andrus. It's the second time in this series the Rangers have scored first. Beltre hit that home run in Denver, but that lasted for a few minutes because Blackman hit a home run to tie it up on Tuesday.
And that was the only run the Rangers scored in that game.
Rangers are 12-5 this year when they score first, for what that's worth. Two strikes on Andrus. Frankie from San Juan de los Moros in Venezuela. 28-year-old, and he's going to go to first again. Balk was called. Gary Cederstrom called the balk. And now Martin is in scoring position.
He called that immediately. Did he cross the 45-degree line? That's probably what they're going to call, because he came set. This will give us a better look if he did.
The foot goes behind the rubber. You have to go to the plate.
The knee can go behind the rubber, but the foot can't.
Well, now you got to hunt that strikeout. Good block by McHenry.
If you are able to strike out or get out Andrus without allowing the run to score, you have the rookie coming up in his first major league at bat against the left-hander.
Third balk called on Franklin this year. Taken off for third. Throw there, high into left field. It's going to cost the Rockies a run. McHenry, the throwing error after the strikeout on Andrus. A balk, a stolen base, and an error, and the Rangers have a 2-0 lead.
You have the strikeout, and Michael just stood up and airmailed that to left field. And Nolan's coming over. The runner going to the bag. You're trying to leap, but that was 2 feet over his head. Pretty easy way for Martin to score. After all that, with the balk, stolen base in the air, without even putting the ball in play.
Yeah, that's sloppy. That's sloppy, and the Rockies have not very frequently this year been sloppy.
It's the 20th error on the team. Still second in the National League in fielding percentage.
In the air to right field off the bat of Adore in his first major league appearance, and that'll end the inning. But a pair of runs for Texas. We'll go to the third. LeMahieu will lead it off. Brought to you by the Ford Focus. Big MPGs and fun to drive. Ford, go further. And by Inova Cancer Care. Treat prostate cancer painlessly in only 5 sessions with minimal side effects. Visit InovaCC.com. Drew Goodman, Jeff Hewson, and Jenny Cavnar from Globe Life Park in Arlington, Texas. Six Flags area. Jerry World, Tiger Woods drive away. DJ LeMahieu in the third. Charlie Blackmon, Nolan Arenado. And the first pitch misses ball one. DJ last night. Single, triple, and hit by a pitch. And looked like he held up. He did as they checked it with Gary Cederstrom. 2-0 count.
Well, again,
28-year-old Matt Harrison.
Nice when you're going to have a DJ hitting ninth and 294 average. I mean, this is like an American League club. Just the length of it. Having everybody that's so versatile and can hit.
And I keep pointing out that Michael Kadire, batting champion from a year ago, was off to a great start. Has been out for a while. Hopefully will be back in the next couple of weeks. And Willeen Rosario, a 25 to 35 home run guy, has also been on the disabled list. Andrus will throw out LeMahieu, one and gone here in the third.
We'll follow every Rockies game with MLB.com at bat on your favorite mobile phone or tablet. Get instant replay, score, stats, audio, and more. MLB.com at bat 2014.
So the Rockies getting their second look at Matt Harrison. Charlie on a 3-2 pitch got jammed and hit a little flare right at Adrian Beltre. Beltre's in on the grass in case Charlie wants to bunt. That pitch misses ball one. Blackmon will use the whole field. He gets a pitch to turn on. He's done that well. With 7 home runs, already a career high. In less than half the amount of at-bats that he produced the 6 home runs last year. There's a spray chart indicating what we were discussing. 9 base hits to left field, 15 straight away, 22 on the pull side.
And he also utilizes the speed because you'll see him drop down a bunt if he needs to. 7 stolen bases on the year. So when you can find a leadoff hitter that can spray the ball around and pop it out over the wall with the home run, stolen bases, that's ideal.
And a strikeout of Blackmon, 2 outs. That's the first strikeout for Harrison. Subaru brings you the manager's challenge. If there's a questionable call, instant replay will be used to determine the outcome. It's brought to you by Subaru. Love, it's what makes a Subaru. Rockies down 2-0. Nolan Arenado popped to short his first time, riding that 27-game hitting streak. And it's got to drop. It will. Base hit, Nolan Arenado. New team record. Nolan is hit in 28 in a row. And the Rockies have already let the Rangers know we need that baseball. And it gets flipped over to Stu Cole and then on to Tommy Runnels in the dugout. Congratulations, Nolan Arenado. He just passed Michael Kadire. Michael set the record last year. 23-year-old Arenado, who was 22 when the streak began.
Way back in April 9th, it just drops a ball into center field. Martin thought he was going to have a play, but no way.
And here's Tulo. That bounces up there. Arenado, reading the dirt ball, started for second and then had to shut it down as Chirinos kept it close.
And I'm just reading Nolan's face. Doesn't look like a guy that has a 28-game hit streak. He knows that, yeah, this is another hit. It's awesome. I'm glad I have this record, but we're trailing 2-0. Yes. I mean, look at him. He's just like, okay.
All about team.
Another look at the swing. He drops down that back right knee to lower the leverage to get to that ball. But the head stays perfectly still and follows the barrel to the ball.
Well, in the vernacular of hitting coaches, he really stays connected very well, doesn't he?
Doesn't lose his hands away from his body.
Tulowitzki hits a high fly ball that's drifting to the corner and out of play. So now the updated version of the all-time hit streaks for the Rockies. Look who's on top. Nolan Arenado, a 23-year-old sensation. Cuddy's next, and Dante and Vinny. 21 teams out of the 30 in Major League Baseball have had at some point a guy produce a 30-game hitting streak. That's how rare they are. The Rockies have been around now 22 seasons, and Arenado's within 2 of producing a 30-game hit streak. There's teams like the White Sox who've been around a long time that have never had a 30-game hit streak.
No, and they think about Robin Ventura playing for the White Sox. So he never had one. For the Rangers, it's Gabe Kapler, former Rocky, who has the longest at 28 games.
Right at 28, and that includes their time as the Washington Senators.
Right.
Inside on Tulo. And 4 teams' record is right at 28. The Angels, Garrett Anderson, a good friend of yours. The Blue Jays, Sean Green in '99. Carlos Lee for the White Sox in '04. And as you mentioned, the former Rocky briefly, Gabe Kapler. 28 games with the Rangers in 2000. 3-2 on Troy. And that's ball 4. So that will allow Cargo to hit here with 2 outs. And once again, Mike Maddox wants to go to the mound.
What a patient at bat from Troy.
Well, the story of his season, I think, has been the patience of his at-bats.
Because he knows that he doesn't have to put the whole team on his back. He doesn't have to be the guy that hits a home run every single time. So I think that patience is showing, because there's guys behind him that can drive in the runs, and in front of him, it's not just him.
Our cold hard facts brought to you each night by Frost Brewed Coors Light. Tonight, the Rockies on the road. They're hitting .264, 3rd best in the National League. 4th in home runs at 17, 5th in runs scored at 77. The best Rockies road average ever, and you know there's always been this great disparity between what they've done offensively at home and then out on the road. .261 in the World Series year of 2007. Their best record ever out on the road, 2009, when they went 41-40. And Cargo, does it get everywhere? Nope. There's the kid right behind Prince Fielder. That'll put the inning down. Rockies will leave 2 on base. They trail middle of 3, 2-0. they've had in this series with Texas. Wells Fargo customers, get your 2-for-1 Rockies club level seats today by going to wellsfargo.com/Rockies. Wells Fargo Bank, member FDIC. Robbie Chirinos, the catcher, and then the top of the order for Texas here in the bottom of the third against Franklin Morales. And the first pitch of the third inning is in there for a strike. Right field, Barnes barely has to move. And that is the first out. Texas, by virtue of making 3 more moves today, have already used 35 players. They've already used 20 pitchers.
And what are we in the 6th week of the season? 5th or 6th week?
Yeah.
And with their pitchers lately, they've had their starters have failed to go at least 6 innings in 8 out of the last 9 games.
Against the Rockies, their starters, and you spoke of this earlier, have an ERA of around 11.5, and the bullpen has given up 9 runs, or excuse me, a run an inning also, 9 runs in 9 innings.
Yeah, so combined an ERA for the two is 10.44.
That's not going to win you many games. Two and 1 on Chu. Shinsu had the rarest of occurrences last night. He went 0 for 4. I mean, this guy's been cooking.
For him, it doesn't matter if it's right-handed or left-handed.
Lefties especially.
He's first in the AL in batting average against at a .455 clip.
And that's at the top of the zone.
And hooded by Michael McHenry. He turned his wrist over, so he held that ball with it below his glove to give that appearance that it was even lower than what it was.
Didn't they get him with a slider? Boy, Chu's got a great
How
eye.
does he lay off that pitch?
Listen, you were a left-handed hitter.
Oh.
That's a flashback for you. I don't know how you have the guts to not fire at that.
Or at least try to foul it off.
Go back to it. He did, and he missed with it. Franklin's upset. A 1-out walk. First walk he's allowed. And that'll bring up Michael Choice. On the outside corner at 90 for a strike.
Franklin has the ability to fluctuate his fastball, 88 up to 93, 94. Some pitchers can't do that.
That's in there also. 2-strike count on Choice.
Where you want to get him reaching so you can turn another league-leading double play.
Ball and 2 strikes. And so far in this game, the story's been Matt Harrison's ability to get the big out. Rockies loaded the bases against him in the second. 2 on with 2 outs with Cargo at the plate in the third. And that's inside, and it levels the count, 2-2.
last 2 innings has not been able to put hitters away.
I think from Choice's perspective, you know, he could revisit it talking about Frankie the slider, but he may be able to eliminate that also because he was 0-2 and wasn't able to throw it for a strike.
See, I'd go back to the changeup. That's a pitch that Franklin has commanded. You turn it over, put it outside. If he reaches for it, he'd roll it over and it'd be a 6-4-3 or 5-4-3 double play. Yes, he
did. He go? Yep, he did. They check it at first with Gary Cederstrom, and Choice is the 4th strikeout victim of Franklin Morales.
He goes back to the changeup. That's what he threw, and he pulled it down. Let's go to the grips of Franklin Morales and just show you how he holds each of them. So we've seen the curveball for a strike. That was our strikeout. That was to Prince Fielder. The split finger was the last pitch that he got Choice to strike out on. And then the cut fastball helps that 4-seamer, which is down on the bottom, to keep the right-handed hitters honest.
Beltre at the plate. Good call on that changeup, Huey.
Well, it just had Choice set up for it. A younger hitter. He's looking, he wants to be aggressive. That's the best pitch to throw against an aggressive hitter.
That just missed. (2-0) on Beltre. Didn't give in with the fastball. Slider for a strike. It's 2-1.
Well, you can't do that against Beltre. Over 300 home runs.
7th among active players with 377.
Throws it in a 400. You can't feed him a 2-0 fastball.
No. So a home run in each of the last 2 ball games, and that's in there. Another slider.
This is where scouting reports come into play. Going back-to-back sliders. And is that what Beltre is going to be looking for? Or you try to lock him up with the fastball?
They're going to try to go inside with the cutter or fastball. It's a cutter, and he got him. Good pitching by Morales. Nice job by Michael McHenry. In the inning, a walk to Chu. He's left at first base. We're through 3 innings of play. Texas is leading 2-0. The top of the 4th inning, the Rockies will have 5, 6, and 7 in their lineup. Drew Stubbs, Brandon Barnes, and Jordan Pacheco. The day after every Rockies win, get 40% off your online order at Papa John's. Enter promo code ROCKSWIN at papajohns.com. Stubbs continued to smack the baseball all over the ballpark in his first at bat, a line single to left center field. Rockies loaded the bases in the second. Cargo and Stubbs had back-to-back hits. Michael McHenry with the bases loaded eventually hit into a 4-6-3 double play. Way outside.
The May averages. We'll go back to that. Tulo, Stubbs, Gonzalez, 4 of the top 5 guys in the ballpark tonight.
Boy, Harrison's done this now. I think that's the 3rd or 4th 3-0 count.
Well, eventually you'll make him pay.
Next pitch will be his 60th, which is a little more than you want with nobody out in the 4th inning, especially a guy coming off 3 surgeries. And now he's got it to 3-2.
And just making his 3rd start. He had 3 starts down in the minor leagues. Just 16 innings pitched there.
Deep in the hole, Andrus. 1 out. That's the 2nd straight inning. He's fallen behind the hitter 3-0 and then got a ground ball to short. Did the same thing with LeMahieu last inning.
Right fielder Brandon Barnes.
Inside, 1-1 on Brandon.
Turned out to be a pretty nice night.
That's what I was just thinking. Clouds are still around, but they're breaking up. The early evening sun trying to shine through.
There it is. They were right on. They said that around 5 o'clock tonight that the clouds would move out, the rain would stop.
That's to deep right again. Rios in virtually the same spot. We gotta run that back. His first fly ball that moved Cargo to 3rd was hit in the exact same location.
Same pitch, same swing. Unfortunately, the same result in F9. Here's the last one off the bat of Brandon Barnes. Right at the edge of the dirt and the grass. 2nd inning. Oh, that was a foot
3 feet further.
Yeah.
My bad. I thought it was the same place. 2 outs, Jordan Pacheco. Jordan had a great at bat in the 2nd, walk to load the bases. Rockies didn't score off Matt Harrison 2 years ago when they were down in Arlington. Harrison lasted only 5 innings, but threw shutout baseball for those 5.
But that was the start of his back problems, because between 2011 and 2012 he was 32-20.
Well, he was 18-11 in 2012 with a 3.29 average, or 3.29 ERA.
It's been just 5 starts the last 2 years.
Mike Maddox. Harrison in the World Series in 2011 went 0-2 with a 7+ ERA against the Cardinals.
It was a World Series. They were one strike away from winning it.
Well, Nelson Cruz makes that catch. They're world champions.
Yep.
Three and 2 on Pacheco. That year he was 18 and 11. He was also an all-star. The game was played in Kansas City. Gave up 3 runs on 4 hits in 1 inning of work. Grew up in North Carolina, and that's pulled toward the hole. Beltre comes up with it, and he'll throw out Pacheco. Good play by Adrian Beltre. There's been a lot of good plays in this series by an older third baseman and a terrific younger one. 2-0 Texas.
Globe Life Park, and it's Texas with a 2-0 lead on Colorado. Well, the last half inning ended with Adrian Beltre making a phenomenal play to get Jordan Pacheco out. But he's not the only third baseman that's been making plays this series. Nolan Arenado, well, Beltre, he's been quite impressed with the second-year star.
He's good. He's probably one of the best. If he's not the best, you know, the top 3 and along with you know, Longoria and Machado. He's really good, and unfortunately I learned that the hard way. He stole a couple of base hits of mine.
So Adrian Beltre got the chance to talk to him earlier, and it's not only that he's impressed from afar, he's impressed up close with Nolan Arenado. The two have had a chance this series to interact with each other. They talked at third base. Even Stu Cole, the third base coach for the Rockies, witnessed that interaction, said it's really neat for Nolan to get that stamp of approval from his colleagues. Of course, he has the Gold Glove, but he also admires Beltre a lot.
Well, he has told a lot of people his favorite player growing up was Adrian Beltre. They've had an opportunity to visit off the field during spring training and on the field, as you just saw.
There's nothing like that first time when you're idolizing somebody and you have a chance to talk to them. You're starstruck. No matter how good you are, but the first time you're just sitting there going,
Do you recall your first year in the big leagues? Was there a player or certain players? Ryan Sandberg.
Yeah. When I get called up and we're playing in Wrigley Field the first time, my rookie year in September, and I'd only been up 7, 8 games. And we go into Chicago to play them, and I hit a double, and I'm at second base, and Ryan Sandberg's there. Same thing. I was nervous.
Did you say anything?
Hi, Mr. Sandberg.
Did you literally say Mr. Sandberg?
Yeah, because I didn't know him well enough, and it was hard.
And he replied, "Kid, you don't have to call me Mister, just call me
Sir. Just call me Hall of Famer." No, that wasn't him. It's just fun. It's so much fun when you have a chance to talk to somebody like that.
3-0 on Alex Rios, who doubled for his first hit in this series, and he's walked on 4 pitches. Second walk allowed by Frankie. Second inning is when the Rangers got their 2 runs, a 1-out double by Rios. Martin singled, then was balked to second, stole third, and as he stole third during the strikeout of Elvis Andrus, Michael McHenry's throw sailed into left field, and that allowed Martin to trot home. So one of the runs is unearned. That's a strike on Leonys Martin.
Looking to come out to a game, there's always great Rockies ticket deals available. So bookmark Rockies.com/specials and check back throughout the season.
And Martin pops it up, foul ground. Arenado will make the catch, and that's the second out in the 4th inning. Elvis Andrus will come up. Boy, time flies in the big leagues. When Andrus arrived on the scene, flashy glove, and ton of ability, and now he's a veteran. Look at him. He's been around so long, he looks like Abe Lincoln.
He was that prize of the big trade with Atlanta for Teixeira. They needed this guy. They needed a shortstop at the time.
He's an old man now. Later in the summer, he'll be 26. He's another one of those guys. Talk about Bryce Harper. Talk about this kid playing second tonight. Rougned Odor, one of the top prospects for the Rangers. They're arriving at a young age.
It was like Hanley Ramirez, Miguel Cabrera, those guys, they come up so young, but then they play for 5 or 6 years, and you think they should be in their mid-30s.
And this is going to drop in front of Brandon Barnes. And here comes the aforementioned Odor for his second big league at bat. One 1-0 on Odor. Good minor league numbers. He was in Double-A in the Texas League, which is a big boy league, as an 18-year-old. He's got some pop. He'd already hit 6 home runs in Frisco this year.
Who did we see just the other day that they were in the big leagues, or excuse me, in Double-A at 18 or 19?
Nice job by Pacheco, flipping it over to Franklin Morales. I got to remember, 2-0 the score as we go to the 5th. Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't think baseball had a clock.
You were describing a few days ago why facing left-handers, just as Billy said,
yes,
will help Cargo, and his numbers against lefties this year are terrific.
Because as he said, and so many lefties, when they are in a slump, like to face a left-handed pitcher, because you're thinking if my right shoulder flies open, he's going to eat me up. So subconsciously and consciously, you're saying that's not going to happen.
Andrus jump throw, and he's going to get McHenry. That's a terrific play by Elvis Andrus.
Well, we're used to watching a guy that has Colorado on the front of his jersey make these jump throws from a shortstop. Elvis Andrus pulls one himself. And the key for a jump throw is that last plant before you go up in the air. That's what helps you generate the spin and the momentum on the throw. It's a left plant foot.
On the inside corner, a strike on DJ. LeMahieu grounded to short his first time up. Rockies with 3 hits. And the Rangers with 3 hits, but the Rangers have the 2-0 lead. The young man you were thinking of who was 18 in the Texas League was Perez for the Rangers.
That's right, the starter a couple days ago. He was pitching back there at 18 in Double-A. Pitched 3 years in Double-A before they called him up. But still is only 22.
Two-one fouled off, 2-2. There's a whole host of guys that have gotten to the big leagues quickly, and then when they're later on in their career, you think, oh, this guy's got to be 36, 37, and you realize, wait a second, man, they're only in their early 30s. A guy like that for me is Aramis Ramirez.
Yeah, with his numbers, he's been 16 years, I believe, now in the big leagues. And then another guy, if you look at his numbers for a third baseman.
Yeah, Miguel Cabrera, too. I mean, obviously, he's been one of the 2 or 3 best hitters in the game. He's one of the great right-handed hitters of all time. And yet he arrived so early with the Marlins. He's not as old as you think. Outside, ball 4. So a 1-out walk to LeMahieu in front of the top of the order. See if the Rockies can get something produced here.
At times, Matt Harrison has been effectively wild. But when he's needed to make pitches, he has. Mainly that double play back in the 2nd inning.
Three walks for Harrison. Charlie Blackmon outside, ball 1. Oh, they said he went. So it's 0-1 on Charlie. Looking down, not real happy with Lance Barksdale.
We'll see here from the side. Boy, that's borderline at best.
Flare to third and a strikeout for Charlie. Down low. Slowly hit to second. And they won't turn it over. Tell you what, Adore came and got that in a good feed.
And it's an in-between feed from where he catches the ball. So your only option is to backhand. I mean, he went underhand, but the other option would be to do it from a sideways throw. But Charlie Blackmon hustling down the line prevents a double play. DJ LeMahieu always playing the game the right way. Goes out, tries to take out the legs of Elvis Andrus and doesn't get as much on the throw.
And you see him slide right at him, and you say, well, how can he do that? How's it legal? As long as in the big leagues, this is not a high school rule. It's certainly not a youth league rule. As long as he can reach out and touch the bag with a hand, it is a legal slide.
So he's 6'4", 6'3", reach over there. But that's what's hard when you're turning a double play, is when a big guy's coming at you, because the leg and the leg whip that comes up, those are the ones that really worry you, that they're going to clip you before you have a chance to get your spikes out of the ground.
Shortstops have the advantage. They see it coming at them. DJ's used to guys coming at him blindly. Arenado at the plate. If you missed it, a base hit his last time up to set a new Rockies club record. Nolan's hitting 28 straight. Solid single to center. And here it is once again.
Let's get it out of the way in the second at bat.
No real reaction. You pointed that out.
Yeah, there wasn't a big smile. There wasn't okay, I got that record.
Good eye for Nolan. Something that's really improved in his sophomore year.
Yeah, he's just so intense, but now he's defined his strike zone.
Look at this group he joins. Third baseman with 28 game streaks or more. Rose, of course, hitting 44 straight. Next best to Joe DiMaggio. And you know what? Look, Nolan's halfway to Jolton Joe. And that's another one of those Matt Harrison 3-ball counts. He's 87 pitches in. Ron Washington, it's the fifth inning. With coming off 3 surgeries, you got to believe that he may not pitch beyond this 5th inning with the pitch count.
First 2 outings, 95 and 96 pitches. Maddox just got off the phone to the bullpen.
That was a good effort by Prince.
And there is not much foul territory here. If this is out in Oakland, he's got this ball no problem. That ball came back because he had room if he doesn't go try to hang on to the wall where that ball dropped down, but because of it, Nolan gets another chance.
And this one's a high fly ball to center field. Martin makes the catch. And that's all for the Rockies in the 5th inning. DJ LeMahieu walked. Blackmon was left on base. 2-0 Texas. in Arlington, Texas, 2-0 Rangers. The Rockies have been held to 3 hits. They had 16 in the first 5 last night on their way to a 9-2 battering of the Rangers. First 3 games, they've outscored the Rangers 29-5. Franklin Morales has pitched pretty well. He's allowed just 1 earned run as he gets ready to go here in the 5th. It'll be Robbie Chirinos, the catcher, and then Shin-Soo Choo and Michael Choice, 9-1-2 for the Rangers. It's our Toyota Talk inning. Text Toyota followed by your question or comment to 720-720. Were the last 4 games considered 1 series or 2 since they played in 2 locations? It's considered technically 2. In the air to center field, Drew Stubbs moves back, makes the catch, 1 pitch, 1 out.
Still seems like 1 series to me.
Well, it's 1 set of umpires. There's no break. It's not like you're playing the team, 4 days later or whatever. It seems ostensibly like 1 series, but technically it's 2 series. So technically the Rockies swept the Rangers in Denver.
They're going for the sweep tonight.
They have a chance to sweep them here in Arlington. Shin-Soo Choo, 0 for 1 and a walk, high fastball. Another question, Jordan Pacheco can play so many spots. What position did he get drafted for? Melaning. Well, at the University of New Mexico, he's primarily a second baseman. He was converted behind the plate in pro ball. 2 outs. And Huey, you've seen that happen a lot. So many guys, right-handed players, for instance, are like you were a shortstop, and many don't get to continue their careers as shortstops in pro ball. You were fortunate. You were so good at it. You were able to play it in the big leagues. But a lot of guys, get moved to third. Ryan Braun, for instance, was a shortstop, moved to third in pro ball, and they realized, you know what? At this level in the big leagues, he's probably not a third baseman, and they moved him to left field.
Now he's playing right field for the Brewers. But they really drafted Pacheco because he could hit and he's an athlete.
Yes.
And then you worry about where you're going to play him after that.
A guy, when you were an instructor with the Cubs that you worked with in this game, Robbie Chirinos, and he actually was similar to Jordan. He was a middle infielder.
Right, and then they moved him to catching. So it's not how or where they draft you. It's then eventually making it to the big leagues and playing a position. Jordan's fortunate because he can play a lot of different positions. He's played third base, second base, first base, catcher.
On the ground at third, and the hard part's over. Now you just got to get it across the diamond. Tough hop, came up a little bit. Off the bat of Michael Choice, Arenado handled it perfectly. Terrific inning. Short inning. 1, 2, 3 for Frankie. We'll go to the 6th. Thick of the lineup coming up for the Rockies. Back to the Subaru Series presented by Mike Shaw Subaru. It's turned into a most pleasant night in Arlington, Texas after it rained throughout the day. For for floods in the Dallas Metroplex. Rockies right now being shut out by Matt Harrison, and Harrison at 89 pitches will continue here in the 6th inning. Tulowitzki, Gonzalez, and Stubbs 3, 4, and 5 tonight for the Rockies. Nick Martinez is now throwing for the Rangers. Tulowitzki tonight popped out to short in the 1st, drew a walk in the 3rd.
Well, 3rd time through the lineup facing a pitcher that is towards the end of his ball game.
That's way inside.
That's a good combination for some runs.
There's Martinez.
First time he's been up in this series.
Baker, that clipped Troy. So he'll go down to 1st, and here comes Maddox for the 3rd time tonight. And you wonder if alarm bells are going off. There's been a lot of deep counts for Harrison. And again, we remind you that this is his first start here in 13 months. He had back surgery. He had a follow-up disc surgery. He had a shoulder operated on.
And that was
numbness in his hand.
And that was a slow walk out of the dugout.
Well, that's we got to let our man Martinez warm up a little quicker.
I think this will be the last guy he faces, no matter what.
And only because he's lefty, and that may play into the hands of Cargo, as you've described an inning ago, as Spilly was describing.
Yeah, and then they play the shift, so they give you many options to hit it to the left side.
Cargo 1 for 2, a single back in the 2nd. Thought about laying down a bunt, pulled it back, it was in there for a strike. Cargo went deep last night, blistered one through a strong wind coming in for his 7th home run and his 128th home run as a Rocky. And look who he tied, Matt Holliday. It's the all-time Rockies home run list. And Cargo, boy, he so rarely fails to get that bunt down when he bunts for a hit. And now he's in a ditch 0-2. I don't know if I've seen him do it with a strike already on him.
The 3rd time he's shown it tonight.
And if all he has to do is get it down left side, he's going to be safe, because Beltre's playing shortstop with the shift on.
But now it's 0-2.
And he struck him out. And here comes Ron Washington. That'll be all for Matt Harrison.
.97 pitches for Harrison.
Just his 2nd strikeout tonight. So Drew Stubbs coming up. Matt Harrison checks out. Gets a big slap on the back from his skipper. 2-0 Texas. Nothing. There's a statue outside of Nolan Ryan. Ryan Express out of Alvin, Texas. Let's take you back to his 6th no-hitter. Look who's playing short. Jeff Houston. Were you breathing?
Not now. I was during that other play. Then after that, I was just saying, don't hit it to me.
Not supposed to say that.
Oh, sorry.
And then his 7th no-hitter. You were involved there, too. That's still amazing to me. 7 no-hitters.
And that one against Toronto, he was just overpowering that day. They did not stand a chance. Well, the Fordham product, Nick Martinez.
Yeah, that's Fordham in the Bronx. My father went to law school there. The law school is actually in Manhattan. Nick Martinez making his 5th appearance. He's worked long haul relief primarily, and he's had a good run of late. His last 2 appearances, covering more than 7 innings, have been scoreless. Stubbs at the plate. Snap throw to first to check on Tulowitzki. Troy was hit by a pitch. Cargo struck out. Harrison left, so there's 1 on and 1 out.
Martinez, typical pitcher, fastball, changeup, slider, curveball.
Doug just reminded me of a guy I know you idolized growing up in Sedona, Arizona. The Fordham Flash, Frankie Frisch, the Hall of Famer. You had a couple posters of his.
I did.
On your bedroom wall, didn't you?
On the door. Mom wouldn't let me put them on the
on the walls.
On the walls,
on the door.
yeah.
Okay. Inside on Stubbs. Drew's had a great series. 9 hits in the 4-game set. Base hit in the 2nd. Grounded to short his last time up.
And against right-handers, 294 for Drew. That had been his Achilles heel previous, and a 228 average for his career. Ooh, good swing.
He's taken a lot of good swings lately. If he showed up at an open tryout, he'd run a 60. He'd take batting practice, and he'd have scouts running for their cell phones. You'd watch him throw in the outfield.
Yeah, it might be a jam on the cell phones because everybody's trying to get on at the same time.
He's got freaky skills. Three and 2 on Stubbs. That's a big reason why in the 06 draft out of the University of Texas, he was the 8th overall pick. Not this time. Strikes out on a 93-mile-an-hour fastball. 2 gone, and that'll bring up Brandon Barnes. Well, we thank you for texting in your questions last inning during Toyota Talk. For more answers to your questions, visit our Facebook page at facebook.com/RootSportsRM. Toyota Talk will continue in the postgame show. Inside on Brandon. He's twice hit the ball almost in the identical spot, right in the right field corner on the warning track, and both times Alex Rios made good catches there.
Martinez is interesting because he didn't spend a day in big league camp as one of those roster, non-roster guys. He was always a call-up from the minor leagues and then made the opening day roster.
Two 2-0. That is fair. Down the line into that right field corner. And it stops on the, slows down on that slow dirt because of all the rain on the warning track. Second and third with 2 outs with Pacheco coming up. Every game, no matter whether it's off the bench or in a starting role, Brandon Barnes makes some sort of an impact.
And he also made the adjustment on this pitch. The other ones were in the air more, and then it slows down on the padding underneath the wall. It hit that padding and really just settled. That's hitting behind the baseball. Beautiful swing for Brandon Barnes. Through April 17th, Barnesy was hitting .214. Since then, he's 20 for 45 at a .444 clip.
Not bad. See if Pacheco could throw out a knock here. If he does, it would almost guarantee that the Rockies would tie it up. Hit well over 300 in his career with runners in scoring position. Well, outfield arms.
Yeah, and if it is a base hit in left field, you're going to run on Michael Choice. You'll run on all of them because there's 2 outs. You're going to try to make something happen. But in center field, Martin has the best arm, but he airmailed one to center field last night, and then Rio's strong arm, very accurate.
Up and in, 1-1. Yeah, they had a little meeting there, and I think one of the things that was talked about is be careful with Pacheco. And again, it's not to be disrespectful of Michael McHenry, but at this level, Pacheco's the better hitter.
And it shows with runners in scoring position. All the stats bear it out. More experience.
And Jordan got the bat head out there and ripped it foul.
Robbed of a base hit his last time by Adrian Beltre.
One and two. Just missed.
Look at him walk out there and eyeball it. He was just walking. He took a half step, looked out over the plate. Don't try to buy a strike on me. I saw it wasn't one.
Good job by Mark Ripperger, the umpire, to stay with it.
Mark's had a good zone tonight.
2-2.
Wow.
3-2.
2 pitchers' pitches that Jordan has laid off. This was the changeup.
You double up on it?
I think he does. He's not going to feed him a fastball.
Tulowitzki at third, Barnes at second. 2 outs, Rockies trailing 2-0, top of 6. Here's the 3-2, and he got him with a breaking ball. A combination of Harrison and Martinez end up striking out the side. 2-0 Rangers. Stretch to good use. Later on, sign up for First Bank's free checking at efirstbank.com. Well, this game, in contrast to the others in the series, the Rockies have been blank so far on 4 hits. Cargo has a 10-game hitting streak. One Nolan Arenado now has a 28-game hitting streak. Tulo's reached to 20 straight games, but the Rockies had an opportunity last inning and unfortunately could not come through. Franklin Morales has pitched well. He's given up 2 runs, 1 earned, and just 3 hits as he goes to work here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Adrian Beltre, Prince Fielder, Alex Rios. 3, 4, and 5 for the Rangers, and the slider's in there for a strike.
Coming off a 6-pitch inning for Franklin last half inning. He's still sitting nicely with the 70 pitches. He pitched another couple innings and hang around and get a chance for the W.
High fly ball center field. Crowd got excited, but he worked underneath it. And Drew Stubbs, who's been fairly busy last couple innings, makes the catch.
Hey kids, registration has begun for the 2014 Colorado Rockies Youth Baseball Camp at Coors Field. It's presented by Sports Authority. The camp will take place on July 7th and 8th. Sign up quickly because roster spots are limited.
Prince Fielder a strikeout and a ground ball to third. And he turns on this one and hits it a ton. And that's Fielder's first home run in a while. Hit the facade of the second deck. For Fielder, just his 3rd home run as a member of the Texas Rangers. And the solo shot makes it 3-0 Texas.
Got out pretty fast. That's a classic Prince Fielder swing. He really dips the back shoulder to create the elevation on the baseball. Right off the seats in the second deck.
Here's Rios, and he takes a fastball for a strike. Last home run for Prince was on April 19th. It's the 288th career home run for Fielder. And it cuts inside, and it's 3-1.
It's a slider. Times if a pitcher throws at 3-1, he'll throw at 3-2.
Yeah, that old line, good enough 3-1, good enough 3-2, and that's what he did.
Yep.
Auto glass damage, trust Safelite online at safelite.com. The phone number 303-287-5000. Rockies entered play today 22-14. The Rangers had dropped to 500 at 17-17.
22 wins, tied with Milwaukee for the most wins in the major leagues.
Yep. On the ground toward the hole. It's going to sneak through. That's hard to accomplish, getting a ball through that 5.5 hole. Here's the NL West standings at the beginning of play today. A virtual dead heat atop the division. The Giants and Rockies. Dodgers at 19-16. And of course the Dodgers and Giants are playing each other. Leonis Martin 1 for 2, had an RBI single earlier, and losing the baseball is McHenry, and Rios is going to advance.
Looks like it was a cross-up, but there's just a runner on first. I just don't think he got over there in time.
It's going to be a pass ball, I'm sure.
That's what it goes down as.
Martin pulls it to second. And a good pickup there by LeMahieu for the second out. Rios to third. And that'll bring up Elvis Andrus.
The shortstop, Elvis Andrus.
Just had a meeting, the mound with 2 outs, and Andrus, the veteran, with the rookie on deck. The question becomes, do you even pitch to him? You just have to be smart. Or if you do pitch to him, if you fall behind 2-0, just go ahead and put him on then.
Andrus got off to a great start this year, with 10-game, 11-game hitting streak to start the season. And then he fell into a deep slump. At one point, he was 2 for 27. And that's why he was moved out of the 2 spot in the lineup and down to the bottom of the lineup.
Well, and since he's been moved out of that 2 spot, nobody's been able to hit out of there. Michael Choice had 2 hits last night, but they've only had 4 hits out of the number 2 spot the last 7 games.
It's a key spot in this game. The home run has extended the lead, get to the latter stages of the game to 3 runs. 2 outs, keep it a 3-run game. Rios at third.
Tommy Cantley up for the Rockies.
No swing, so he'll walk.
That was the intentional walk. He's pitching around him. Didn't want to give him anything good to hit. With 2 outs. Now you have the youngster at the plate.
There's Tommy.
He's ready to go.
This kid in his first big league game, Rougned Odor, and he takes a strike. Fly ball to right field, and a 2-hopper to the first baseman Pacheco. Good curveball. Andrus takes off, and he swipes second.
Home base number 11 for Andrus.
Left field, Blackman. And that puts the inning down. In the inning, Prince Fielder with 1 out hit his 3rd Texas Ranger home run to make it 3-0 as we go to the 7th. Colorado Rockies baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. And by Dodge, visit dodge.com or your local Dodge dealer today. Well, the Rockies trailing 3-0. They've been limited to 4 hits. They're accustomed in this series to getting 4 hits in an inning. It seems like they were averaging 2 hits an inning coming in. 25 innings of baseball offensively for the Rockies. They had 50 hits. Michael McHenry, DJ LeMahieu in the 7th, and then Charlie Blackmon as Nick Martinez continues on. McHenry came up with the bases loaded in the 2nd, hit into a 4-6-3 double play to end that threat. And the Rockies had 2nd and 3rd last inning with Jordan Pacheco at the plate. And Jordan struck out on a 3-2 curveball. Martinez misses ball 1.
Jason Frazier and Aaron Pareda, righty-lefty combo.
This ball's well hit to center field. Turning his back is Martin. It's over his head. And it's going to be a leadoff double for Michael McHenry. Good start in the 7th for the Rockies.
That ball was demolished to center field. He just jumped on it. Martin in center, he just sprinted, turned his back to home and tried to run to the spot, but the spot he could get to was the wall and pick up the baseball. He just looks back over his shoulder, then has to stop and play it off the wall.
DJ 0 for 1 and a walk. Inside, Jason Frazier and the left-hander Pareda warming up. Pareda is for Cargo, maybe Blackmon. We'll see.
Yeah, he's already thrown enough down in the bullpen that if he wants to use him for Charlie, he can.
2 balls and a strike. The Rockies in the month of May have scored 58 runs. How good is that? Well, it's 19 runs more than the Dodgers, who scored the 2nd most runs in the National League.
That's in 7 games. Last year in 28 games, Rockies scored only 120 runs in the whole month. They're halfway there.
3-1 for the Rangers tonight. Huey have gotten away with a lot of deep counts. The Giants, by contrast, have scored 24, and they've played winning baseball. Diamondbacks 22, and the Padres, they can't score at all. They have 3 key guys hitting in their everyday lineup, hitting below 190.
Jed Jerko's hitting in 150s.
Will Venable is right at 190. Good pitch and a good pass through the zone there by LeMahieu.
And you can't keep falling behind all night long and not come back to get you. And that's where this offense can do that. And you think you're just down by 3 runs.
And the 3-2's fouled off.
This is a good battle.
Real good battle.
DJ just keeps missing the fastball. You wonder if some point he's not going to try to throw that curveball that he threw to Pacheco to strike him out last half inning. And you still have to honor the fastball and adjust off speed.
Rockies 14-11 now all time against the Texas Rangers. Second time in the last 3 years that they've played down here. Players enjoy it, especially as Jenny documented last night. So many players with Texas ties. And that one is in the air to right. Rios will make the catch. McHenry's going to tag, and he'll slide in head first safely. So with one out, McHenry's 90 feet away, and here comes Charlie Blackmon. Here comes Ron Washington. So Pareda is for Blackmon. We've got two right-handed bats behind him, and that's why we weren't sure if Ron would hold off on Pareda until Cargo came up.
They still have Cox, one more left-hander in the bullpen.
But his numbers against lefties have been awful. And the last time he faced Cargo, Cargo hit one almost off the base of the wall in left center field for a double. We'll go away for a couple of minutes. 3-0 Texas. You by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. And by Dodge, visit dodge.com or your local Dodge dealer today. Aaron Pareda comes into the ball game here in Arlington at Globe Life with the Rangers leading 3-0. The Rockies have Michael McHenry, who led off with a double at third base. And Charlie Blackmon will come up. One gone. Pareda holding lefties to a 273 average. Righties have hit just 182. So both their left-handers have not fared real well against left-handed bats.
This is where you just play the left-on-left matchups. You look at the numbers and say, well, this is what the book says he should do. But for Charlie, he's also hitting just as well against lefties as he is righties.
Get out of play, and it will.
Actually higher against left-handers.
Yeah, he's hitting 387 against lefties coming in, 351 against righties. You know, Charlie hasn't been as hot, and hard to be as hot as he was in April. In the month of May, he's still hitting 310 in May. Paredes got a big arm, touched 96 there.
A lot of guys would like to, if they're going to cool off, still cool off to 310.
Top of the 7th inning, hits even at 5. That's 98.
That wasn't on the scouting report. Scouting report said he's 93 to 95.
He picked up some extra giddy up on the drive to the yard today, I guess.
And there is a difference between 95 and 98. I know it's just 3 miles an hour, but in the box it seems like so much more.
This ball hit pretty well. It should get the run home. Rios makes the catch. Here's the throw. Here's McHenry.
Got him.
Out at the plate.
Like he
Alex Rios with a perfect throw.
Like he tagged his left arm.
We'll double check the replay. I don't know if he ever touched the plate.
Oh, he got his finger in there. He did get his finger in before he touched his arm.
Yeah, Walt's asking for the umpires to take a look at it, have New York take a look at it more specifically, and that's what's going to happen. So the Rangers have to mill around outside their dugout by rule. Let's look at that again. Did he get a finger on the plate?
Look at his left 2 fingers, his pinky and his second and his ring finger. They look like they brushed across the plate, and then he tagged him on the arm to push it off.
This manager's challenge brought to you by Subaru's EyeSight Driver Assist technology, a vigilant safety feature that gives peace of mind to every drive. Now this isn't going to be the one that lets us know. Well, it's hard to tell with the plate on that one. This is the one.
No tag.
He's got the plate before. It looks like before the tag. Fingers on the plate. And
then the tag.
Now there's contact. That's going to be reversed. Rockies are going to get a run out of this.
See the 2 fingers. The last 2 fingers on his hand catch the plate before the tag.
And, you know, I don't even think, honestly, Huey, that Michael McHenry knew it. I mean, it's so bang, bang, because he didn't really put up an argument.
Fingers
but he
on?
definitely touches the plate before the tag by Chirinos.
That's the best look they're going to have. They're showing the same replay.
Can they clearly see
hand on the plate?
You know, space between the glove and the arm. That's probably the question. It's clear he touches the plate, and it seems pretty clear that the glove hasn't touched the arm. But is it clear enough for them to overturn it?
Right, and remember, it was called an out on the field.
Let's see if this one.
Right there.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, that one's even a little, you know, it's subtle, but it seems.
Mark Ripperger is looking. He's right there. Here we go.
They're still saying out. Wow.
Out.
Wow. And New York has additional angles very often. And they're still saying he's out.
Looked to me like he got his fingers in there.
We hear all the time on Sundays in the autumn that to them it was inconclusive. I don't know. Time for the Cooney Lexus look back. Carlos Gonzalez with a base hit earlier in the ball game. Rockies had 2 on in the first. 10-game hitting streak for Cargo. And Nolan Arenado, a 28-game hitting streak. And back live, Franklin Morales to Robbie Chirinos, and his bunt attempt goes foul. Rockies trailing 3-0 in the 7th inning. Cooney Lexus look back, brought to you by Cooney Lexus, where luxury has a new address, open in Greenwood Village, also in Colorado Springs. I still can't believe they didn't overturn that.
No, all they said was the call was confirmed.
That's down the line, and Chirinos is going to have a double. Blackman then has a problem with it. It goes in the corner, and Chirinos is going to get to third. Charlie making his first start in left field. He's primarily played center and right.
A double and air on Charlie for his first air this season. Couldn't have rolled another ball in between that one and the line. And Chirinos running hard around the bag. Keeps on going to third.
Rockies have to pull the infield in. Shin Soo Choo, 0 for 2 and a walk. You know, Morales on the wrong side of this equation, if you will, yet he's pitched well.
He's only given up 1 earned run, or 2 earned runs, excuse me. The second run in the second inning was unearned.
He drills him.
Frankie's mad at himself. He wanted to go back-to-back inside with the fastball. Just opened up too soon and got Chu in the back of the arm.
Tommy Kahnle's going to come on. Frankie goes 6+, responsible for the runners at first and third. 3-0 Texas. First and third, Michael Choice coming up. Well, as we talked about earlier, here's the AT&T fan photo of the game. Oh, it's an infant. Wow, a newborn with the game with the game on in the background.
Never too young.
Yeah, I feel for that child listening to us as the first words that poor baby's hearing. But I hope she survives and flourishes despite that. I'm sure she'll do great. Tweet your photo to hashtag COFanPhoto for a chance to be shown in an upcoming game broadcast brought to you by AT&T.
I just like introducing them to the game at a young age.
Well, that's a very young age that we're introducing that little sweetie pie to. Congratulations to that family. Tommy Kahnle on for the 14th time. Got a terrific ERA, 2-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio. Opposition hitting just 186 against Tommy. Michael Choice, and the middle infield has to drop back into that
in between
depth.
Because if it's not hit hard enough, you can come home.
Well, that's a base hit up the middle, and it makes it 4-0 Texas. So Michael Choice with his 13th RBI.
That is the first inherited runner to score off Tommy this year. 0 for 6 before that. That's another mark I look at for relievers, those inherited runners. To have just one here in May, that's a great number.
Beltre puts a charge in it to left center field. Blackman got a great jump. And moving from up, that wasn't handled. Now the runners will all move up. Now Rocky just a little sloppy tonight.
3 errors, 2 of them now on Charlie in this inning.
Charlie got a wonderful jump. Choice was staying at first. Chu was moving up. And then when this throw went past DJ.
Went past him and it was 10 to 12 feet offline. And you wonder where everybody is. Well, Jordan Pacheco staying at first base, and Troy had lined up for third, so that there was no cutoff man, and that's where DJ was the only guy there.
They'll load the bases by intentionally walking fielder to set up a force all around. The guy coming up, though, has had the best night offensively for Texas. It's not like Texas has torn the cover off the ball in this game. They have 4 runs on 7 hits. But Rios a double, a walk, and a base hit.
They have
2 for 2.
They have been helped a few times tonight by the errors and pass ball and a wild pitch. Hey fans, the Super Suites Conference Center at Coors Field, it's available for your game day or non-game day meetings. Groups of 25 to 200 will enjoy the views of the city as well as the ball field from this unique meeting place. It's available for game day or non-game day meetings.
See if Kahnle can get a ground ball. Whoa, that kicks away. It's going to cost the Rockies another run. Wild pitch. Everybody moves up. It's 5-0. 3 errors. Wild pitch tonight. Pass ball.
And a ball.
As well as the Rockies have played in the first 3 games in this series, it's as poorly as they've played tonight.
He has bad a game we've seen defensively all year because this team has been good at not giving the team extra advantages or extra outs. The infield will come in to cut off the run.
Three and 0.
We'll go ahead and put Rios on 3-0 to set up another force play.
Well, for 2 intentional walks, Frankie had walked 3. Now 2 more intentional walks, that's 5. Frankie hit a batter. 6 freebies tonight. The book closed on Morales. He gives up 4 runs, 3 earned. Actually, let me check that. He's given up all 5 runs, 4 earned. In the air to shallow center field. DJ going out, makes the catch. Boy, that's a very good play considering where DJ had to come from to get to that baseball.
And because of where he started and how far he ran to this was not an infield fly. So he's going back. You never see the umpires raise their hands up to signal the infield fly. This is a tough ball. He's calling for it the whole time. And then he has to stop with the runner at third base in case he tries to go home.
Two outs, bases loaded. Elvis Andrus at the plate. Andrus 1 for 2 and a walk. Rockies have not been shut out this year. They've been held to a single run on 3 different occasions. Down 5-0 here in the bottom of the 7th. They've had some opportunities. Tommy Kahnle out of Latham, New York, the Albany area, if you're familiar with New York. Albany, the state capital, about 2.5 hours or so north of the city, due north, right near the Massachusetts border. Comebacker, Tommy's got it. And he flips to Pacheco. In the inning, 2 more runs for Texas. The Rockies committed 2 errors in the inning, and there was a wild pitch. 5-0 Rangers. 5-0 with Jeff Houston. I'm Drew Gooden. The Rockies have had some opportunities. They haven't played a clean game.
They haven't, and that's a case where tonight you look at it, you're still close in the game, but if you would have played clean baseball, you'd have been even closer. And this is the one rare time this year that they've really done this. For the most part, they played outstanding defense, and they haven't given the team extra outs.
And with this offense, still with 6 outs to work with, you know Ron Washington's not real comfortable.
No, he's not, and he knows. He's seen this play out for the last 3+ games. He knows this offense can do damage and quickly.
Absolutely. That's what's going to have to happen here. 2, 3, and 4 for the Rockies in the 8th inning. Nolan Arenado against Jason Frazier. Rockies saw Frazier earlier in this series. And Nolan takes a strike. Here's the numbers on Frazier.
Well, he's kind of moved into different roles in this bullpen. He's been an earlier guy, and now he's moving more into the latter part of the game in the 8th inning to set up for Joaquin Soria.
And that's a called strike as well. It's 0-2. He pitched on Monday against the Rockies, 2/3 of an inning, gave up a run on 2 hits. He also walked a batter. Arenado did not face him on Monday. Nolan again with a base hit in his 2nd at bat, clean single to center field to extend his hitting streak to 28 games, a new Rockies record. Moved in front of Michael Kadire. That had a lot of English on it. Frazier's quick off the mound. He tried to get it before it went foul.
He got over to that baseball in a hurry, but off the end of the bat. I don't know if they cupped into the bat for Nolan. Don't throw that ball out. Those are the ones that get cut on that rawhide.
A reminder, our next broadcast, saw it on the top of your screen, will be in Cincinnati tomorrow. And that being an Eastern time zone game, 4:30 we're on the air with the pregame show. And the Rockies are going to see some good arms in Cincinnati, beginning with Johnny Cueto tomorrow night. Johnny's throwing the ball really well. Let's see Homer Bailey on Sunday, Alfredo Simon Saturday. Alfredo's throwing the ball well.
Yeah, for Cueto, he's 3-2 with a 1.31 ERA.
Boston arrives late tonight to open up a 3-game set here against the Rangers. Going to be a lot of tickets for that series.
Well, there's less than 2,000 left for tomorrow night's game against Boston here.
Good pitch by Frazier, and he strikes out Nolan, who does not strike out a ton. Well, the Rockies' upcoming schedule, we're talking about it. It's brought to you by CenturyLink. Link to what's next. And here are the 3 against the Reds. 4:30, and then on Sunday we're on the air at 10:30 in the morning.
Don't forget Sunday's Mother's Day, Drew.
Absolutely, and as the late great Ralph Kiner once said to all the, well, he said it about dads on Father's Day. To all the fathers out there, happy birthday. To all the moms out there, happy birthday.
Just reminding you to make sure you get something for Chris.
Thank you. I know you, being as organized as you are, that's up and in on Tulowitzki. As organized as you are,
done.
You had it done like 6 months ago.
It's done already.
You got the whole decade taken care of, didn't you?
Not quite that far in advance.
Have I told you lately that you make me sick?
Numerous times.
Yeah. Tulo tonight just 0 for 1. Walked and also was hit by a pitch.
Also extends his streak of 20 straight games reaching base.
Ball pounded foul. One ball, 2 strikes on Tulowitzki.
That was a quick pitch.
Yeah, that had a little Troy Hawkins.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. He thought he was going to come up and go set. There's no rule that says you have to with nobody on, even though you're starting from a stretch or sideways on the mound.
And that has to be really tough on a hitter.
It
because
is.
It's all about timing. And if you're used to pulling back because you've seen it, and all of a sudden now, wait a second.
Your timing's throwing off. Rule is the pitcher's going back, you start to go back. And it's not that far, but your momentum just slides back and inches back. And then when he comes up quick pitches you, it almost locks you up.
Three and 2 on Troy. On the corner, a strike, and Tulowitzki called out.
Troy's looking up at the big board to see if this was in the zone. Catcher did not move. Boy, that is a pitcher's
Good pitch.
Pitcher's pitch.
2 outs, nobody on. Frazier struck out the first 2 here in the 8th inning. Here's Cargo. Single back in the 2nd. Little flare to second and a strikeout. Who wants tacos? Fans, follow @RootSports_RM on Twitter to receive alerts for the Rockies taco special, and the Rockies score 7 or more runs. Would you say already this year, Cargo's seen this shift, 3 on the right side, more than he saw the entire 2013 season?
And maybe even the 2012 combined with that season.
And in the process of getting hot again, he had the 5 for 5 game a couple days ago, 2 hits last night, including a home run and a double. He has produced a great number of hits to left center and straight left.
Not trying to pull it into that shift. But when he was going bad, he was rolling over. I mean, that's what he was doing. It was 4 to 3s, 3 to 1s, 3 unassisted.
It reminded me of Clint Hurdle's great line about Todd Helton after he was drafted at the University of Tennessee. He was tired from the season. He was national, and he said it was the summer of 4 to 3. Cargo had a lot of those 4 to 3s. And this one's fouled straight back.
When you're in one of those slumps where it is 4 to 3s, it seems like every at bat, you wake up almost in night sweats. You see that it's happening in your dreams. You can't get out of it.
Well,
that cost them.
That cost him. Ordinarily, that's going to be an out because you're going to have a guy at third base in a conventional alignment, but Adrian Beltre's basically playing shortstop. That family and that young man's got a baseball. Good deal.
And even if Beltre was just slid over from the line into that 5-6 hole, he would have caught that ball. But he didn't, and another chance for Cargo.
2 outs, nobody on in the 8th. Rockies trailing 5-0. And this is popped up and playable. Choice makes the catch. It's a 1-2-3 8th inning for Frazier in Texas. 5-0 Rangers.
Bottom of the 8th. There's Rockies reliever Chris Martin. He's made national headlines with his journey to the big leagues. So today, while we are in Arlington, Texas, got the chance to check out where he was working in a warehouse. He thought his baseball career was done, and then it was revived. Listen in.
My boss came in from lunch one day. He brought in his gloves and had a couple balls, and we actually threw in the back there, and then we kind of migrated towards the front, and actually the big boss saw me throw, and he was like, "Hey man, you got to get out of here, like you don't want to work in a warehouse your whole life." He's like, "Go ahead and take another shot at it."
So since it's Throwback Thursday, here's a picture of Chris Martin in that warehouse from a couple years ago. He let us borrow this. Look at that hat. He's wearing a Texas Rangers hat. Of course, he grew up in the area. He used to come to Rangers games all the time. When he got in the game last night, he told me it was absolutely surreal feeling just to know this is a place I came. I watched all these big league players. I thought my hopes and dreams were done. And all of a sudden, I was walking out of the bullpen in a Colorado Rockies uniform to face the team I grew up watching with, my entire family and friends in the stands. So it still really hasn't sunk in for him that he's made his major league debut in the last week and he's pitched in his hometown ballpark. Very cool story.
Absolutely a cool story.
Hey, Jenny, did he happen to buy a left-handed catcher's glove for the guy that he was playing catch with?
I'm not sure if he did. That guy wasn't in the warehouse today, so we didn't get the chance to talk to him. But
we're going to have to remind Chris to do that.
You will have to. We saw exactly where he was throwing inside the warehouse. They used that big strip to kind of throw back and forth during the day. But it was just really neat to spend the day with him at the warehouse. A lot of his old coworkers in the showroom were coming back to give him hugs and high fives and just get his autograph. And I think for him, it was just really a humbling experience to go back to his old roots.
Rougned grounds out his first big league game. Looks like it'll finish 0 for 4. Glove flip from DJ LeMahieu. Well, Jenny, Chris Martin yesterday was out early with so many friends and family taking pictures here in Arlington. Again, the team he grew up following and the ballpark he came to as a fan. And then, as the Rockies were cruising to a 9-2 victory, Walt called on him, and he handled the nerves exceptionally well. He had a 1-2-3 dominant inning.
Only threw 10 pitches in that whole inning, 7 of them for strikes.
Hit 97. On the ground, deep in the hole, Tulowitzki. And a nice play by Pacheco, picking it up on one hop as Chirinos is thrown out. 2 gone in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Well, if you don't already receive Hot Rocks emails, you're missing out on the best ticket deals around. The only way to receive the emails is to become a Rockies registered user. Go to Rockies.com and register today.
Shin-Soo Choo, 0 for 2, a walk, and he was hit by a pitch. And Tommy Kahnle's first delivery at 94 is fouled back. Five runs, 7 hits for Texas. The Ford Strike Zone's powered by Ford cars, big MPGs, smart technology, and unsurpassed quality. See what happens when fun meets the road. Ford, go further. 1-1 on Shin-Soo Choo. Took something off there, and it's 1-2.
But at the right miles per hour off, that 10 to 12 miles variance.
Yeah, a lot of guys don't throw,
changeup.
Yeah, a lot of guys don't throw their changeup at 85, 86.
Well, that's what Colby Lewis was hitting sometimes on his fastball last night for the Rangers.
And just got enough that popped out of the glove of McHenry. Good fastball at 95, and he strikes out Choo. So we'll go to the 9th inning. The Rockies with plenty of work to do. They're down 5-0 in Arlington. Drew Stubbs will lead it off. West.com, by AT&T, mobilizing your world, and by Mike Shaw Subaru, always our lowest price. We're at Globe Life Park in Arlington, and for the first time in 4 days, things have not gone well for the Rockies against the Rangers. They find themselves down by 5 runs in the top of the 9th inning. Let's get it back to Denver. Preview of the Toyota postgame show with Mark Stout and Ryan Spilbords. Guys. All right, guys, we'll talk to you in a little bit after a 6-run rally. How about that?
I like that.
Former Royal closer Joaquin Soria is in. A curveball misses.
Well, 7 for 7 in save opportunities for Soria. He reminds me a lot of Houston Street. He's not overpowering. He has to hit corners to be able to save games. I mean, there's his fastball at 89.
Rockies have not been shut out this year. Been held to a single run 3 different times. Stubbs a base hit in the second. He's 1 for 3. Here's the wild thing, because the Rangers have been beaten up on the mound, not just by the Rockies, but really the last 10 days. And their stats from a pitching standpoint are in the very bottom or close to the bottom in the American League. Yet they've thrown a Major League best 6 shutouts. They're tied with Miami and Toronto, and now St. Louis in that category.
It's hard to believe because they're .479 team ERA. That's the 3rd highest in the American League.
1 out in the 9th inning. Brandon Barnes coming up. Justin Morneau, to review, was a late scratch in the ballgame because of a stiff neck. And that's something he battled for a while in spring training, but we were told prior to the game that it's not nearly as serious. In fact, Justin wanted to play tonight, but the Rockies training staff, led by Keith Duggar, said, you know what, take this one off. Let's rest it up and get ready for the weekend. And he was held out as a precaution.
And if it was bad, he wouldn't have been out in the dugout the whole time. He'd be getting treatment. And we've seen him 2 or 3 times now on our shots where he's sitting there watching the game.
Well, baseball can be a funny game. That's why they say it's all about pitching. Rockies 29 runs the first 3 games of the series and 50 hits. And tonight they're down to their last out, and they've had just 5 hits. And of course, they have not crossed home plate yet. 4 of the last 5 have struck out. George Pacheco coming up.
But you're still tied with San Francisco as you're heading into this game for first place. You know, depending on what happens out there, they're playing the Dodgers. Still have a chance for a first place Friday when you wake up tomorrow.
Pacheco takes a strike. Auto glass issues, trust SafeLight. Online at safelight.com. The phone number is 303-287-5000. Max at the knees, 0-2.
89-90 from Soria. In Kansas City, he was mid-90s.
In the air, right center field. It's going to be caught out there by the center fielder Martin, and that's it. The Rangers have shut out the Rockies by a final score of 5-0 to end the Rockies' 3-game domination over Texas. The winning pitcher's Matt Harrison. He wins for the first time in well over a year. It's his first appearance at home in 13 months. Franklin Morales takes the loss. He's 4-2. So Texas wins at 5-0 to salvage 1 of 4 against the Rockies. Rockies fall to 22-15 overall. Texas improves to 18-17. The Rockies off to Cincinnati. That's where we'll join you tomorrow night from the Queen City. From Arlington, Texas, we go back to our Denver studios. The Toyota postgame show is up next. Mark Stout and Ryan Spilborghs.